Bacteria are tiny living things known as microorganisms that cover the entire earth. They live in the dirt and live in the sea. They float through the air and thrive in the bodies of every living thing. They are not plants, not animals, not fungi. Instead, they belong to a group of living things called Moera.
Most bacteria are so small that if you put 10,000 of them in a row, they would measure only about 1 inch. And getting your hands on 10,000 bacteria is a snap. One bacterium can divide into a million bacteria in half a day. Of course, there always has to be an exception to every rule. A monster bacteria has just been discovered lurking in the reeking sulfurous muck of the ocean bottom near the coast of Namibia in Africa.
These are big guys, big enough that you can see them without using a microscope. Each is about the size of the period at the end of these sentences. That may not seem huge, but in the bacteria world, that's a king kong of germ. What do bacteria love to do most of all? Munch. They munch on the oil in our skin and the partially digested thinner in our rust. They will invade the flesh of a dead cow and the grease in your kitchen drain. They will even take on a half-mile wide oil spill.
Most bacteria are totally cool little microbes. Another name for microorganism. Some turn raw sugar into chemical that have plants grow. Then there are the ones that specialize in devouring rays, eating bone scum or lapping up those who oil spills. Good bacteria such as these are actually sold by laboratories around the world. Other good bacteria have break down animal hides so they can be turned into shoes, handbags, rackets, and those cool motorcycle jackets. Other ones are used to make vaccine, medicines, yogurt, and even tea.
Then there are the geeky bacteria, like the ones that create a stink in our armpits. They are not exactly harmful, but they sure are annoying. Finally, there are the bully bacteria that can make us sick by causing food poisoning, strep throat, pneumonia, diarrhea, and other big-time problems. They come in different shapes, just like the bullies at school. There are tall, skinny ones, raw, birchic ones, spiral ones, and curved ones, and just like the school bully, they can make your life miserable.
One of the main ways that bullies bacteria are spread is through bad hygiene. Translation: not washing your hands after you go to the bathroom. Remember that half of what your body gets rid of when you poop is bacteria. Some of it is harmless, but some is not. As your wife, bacteria can slip onto your hands. One on your hands, the bacteria starts to reproduce like crazy. If a person who works at the local Burger John's doesn't worse, though bacteria creep into everything he handles, the burgers and fries and milkshake. And before you can say, I think I'm gonna hurt your you and everyone else who has the best luck to eat their last day will be touching cookie.
Other times, sickness starts when bacteria that live aboard one animal make the move to another. A perfectly healthy chicken's guts are crawling with Salmonella bacteria that help with the chicken digest all the chicken feed. But when that same bacteria gets into our intestine, disaster can strike. But you say it's not like I'm kissing a chicken. True, but chances are you are eating one. Undercooked chicken can give you salmonella. Even eating the uncooked eggs that has been beaten into brownie batter can make you pretty sick. So don't lick that spoon.
Some non-living things, such as air conditioners, can hide bacteria cities. Certain types of these microbes adore the warm wetness that is created by air conditioner motors, and the air blowing from them propels millions of bacteria into the air and the lungs of whoever happens to be in the room. Before you know that before you know what's hit you, you will be shaking with chills and flushed with a fever from Legionnaires disease.
Fortunately, other living creatures, namely fungi, can beat the bully bacteria up. That's basically what that nasty pink stuff is that your doctor gives you for ear infection and strep throat. A mess of bigger, meaning sister, kind of like the principal and the dean of the student on the warpath. These antibiotics, that was the pink stuff is called, destroy bacteria, and boy, are we grateful to them. That's only downside. They wipe out the good bacteria, though that's break down food along with the bad.
That's why lots of us end up with the throats when we take antibiotics. But fear not, the good guy bacteria will be back, and you can even help bring them back faster by eating yogurt that contains active acidophilus cultures. All living things rot, sometimes quickly, sometimes very, very slowly. Rotting is, believe it or not, a part of growing, of living. Without rotting, the corpses of everything that has died since life on Earth began would be peeled up all over the place. Bacteria will help make that rotting happen. Let's say that a caterpillar gets wounded on the street. Yeah, good.
A gunner right? No. Heartbeat. No breathing. But the bacteria living on the caterpillar are still shutting along. They invade the tissue and later the chemical makeup of that caterpillar, breaking it down into smaller and smaller bits until it disappears and is rips back into the earth. So let's have a round and applause for those hard-working bacteria. If it weren't for them, you'd be stamping on the mile-high mound of dead bodies on your way to school every day.